Alright, so here we are at the Dodge. It's an 02 Ram 2500, and let me grab the keys here. I probably haven't started it in 2 or 3 days just because I've been driving that around. Let's see, a 52-inch light bar, a couple orange utility lights. One's a xenon, one's a super bright LED that came off a plow truck, so it's visible even in broad daylight. We'll get to that. You can see we have 2 fog lights here, and then we have orange flashing strobes here, HID headlights. We have a winch that's mounted inside this frame here, and this is actually connected via hitch receiver. So this can be unplugged with the Anderson connectors and used in either the front or rear with minimal effort. Just pull the pin, unplug the connector, and plug it in the back if you need to pull from that direction. The tires, as you can see, are basically brand new. Still got a ton of meat left on them. You can see that. Here is the regular door key, as shown here. See it twisting. Even if it was the right type of key but not the right pin configuration, it would not twist. So there's the regular door key. So you can see that lock moving. And in the utility box here, same key, which makes it really nice. Drop the funnel. Alright. I have on each side, there are 2 levels to put whatever you want. And in the back here, I also have a second battery, which helps power everything. These lights up here are automatically turned on by this pressure switch. So whenever the doors open, the lights come on. So that I was having a problem at night where I would open this box on the side of the highway or whatever, couldn't see jack shit, so I threw that in quick with just stuff I had laying around. The back here, again, regular door key. There's a spare tire for it. There's a power inverter, 12.8 volts, 12.7. It switches between voltage and wattage currently being used, and since nothing is being used, it'll be at 0 right now. There's a ton of room back here for random stuff. Right now it's super messy just because I took the stand-up toolbox out and have not organized it yet. So there's tons of stuff for whatever. Up here we have a switch for a light. So that illuminates this whole area. Super duper helpful at night. This is all aluminum and fiberglass, so it's lightweight. It's not going to really bog anything down. It's solid. We got nice stripping all the way around. There's a chunk cut out here in case you're running out extension cords or something, and you can actually leave the door closed and just run the cord through that little deal there and not pinch it. That's what that's for. And then otherwise, I just have random toolboxes of shit laying back here right now. There's a nice rubber floor liner that covers the entire bed. So if you took everything out, you could actually take that liner out and just pressure wash it or clean it or whatever. Alright, turn that light off, close the door. Same deal with this side, regular door key. Alright, this side actually has weather stripping, should be glued back up, just haven't done that yet. This side has a bunch of these little boxes that are awesome for holding a bunch of just miscellaneous stuff. I actually bought this from the cable company, which is why it has all those, and it has the 1-ton rear end and this topper and all the fun stuff on it. These 2 side spotlights here are not hooked up to anything currently. We have a traffic advisor bar on the back, these 2 utility lights on the back, and we have strobes in the headlight housing and taillight housings. So we'll turn that on. We'll just put it to split. Controller for that's there. Turn that on. And we will turn this on. And we'll just leave the hazards off because we don't really need them. So we have different flash patterns with the side, or the headlight and tail lights. This camera kind of sucks, so the frame rate's not going to pick up anything too well. You can see both top lights go in there. And you can see the top bar and the rear lights flashing. Now this top bar actually goes left, right, it splits like it's doing now, and it just flashes. So you have 4 different options available for whatever you need to use it for. I've just got a hook on the back of here. I find that works awesome with tow straps. And here's the Anderson connector on the back for plugging in the winch or jumper cables or whatever. Now let's take a quick look inside and then we'll go for a short drive. Overall, the interior is actually pretty decent. The worst part of it, since it's a utility truck, is the driver's seat there. That's ripped up, but the rest of it is actually pretty decent. Pop the handle here. And it's filled with shit right now, but this when it's cleaned out, it actually looks pretty good. Got my Milwaukee tools, my emergency bag, some McDonald's, which I gotta throw away. Got 2 fire extinguishers on either side, which will go with it. Short story behind those ones is I came across a car on fire once on the highway, just starting to burn, where if I had a fire extinguisher with me, I could have put it out. I normally do, and a couple days before that, I was welding in the garage and I took the fire extinguisher out, so I ended up just buying more dedicated to being in the truck so that wouldn't happen again. So these 2 fire extinguishers can come with it. We got this middle deal here, which can pop up if there wasn't a bag full of Milwaukee tools, and add a 3rd seat. Center section for business cards, change, miscellaneous crap, whatever. Glove box. Got the original owner's manual and all that stuff. Now this truck does have a squeal from the belt. So before we start it, I'm going to pop the hood and we can look under there. Otherwise, if I start it, then it might be hard to hear me over that squeal. So it's got a brand new alternator, brand new power steering pump, brand new idler pulley, brand new harmonic balancer, brand new tensioner. There's the new pump there. Brand new battery, new air filter. Well, not new, but new enough. Fresh coolant. You can see that down in there. I doubt you can, but. And the transmission was swapped about a year ago. The transmission's currently at about 120,000 miles. There is the frame, solid as the day it came off the factory. I mean, there's not even like paint peeling off of it yet. It's super duper solid. I don't know what else to really say about it. That second battery that's hooked up back there. The cable for that is actually right here, but the better option for that would be to run this cable to this 50 amp fuse down there. So it would actually be charged by the alternator and go through this isolator and be on a separate circuit. And that's how I had it set up, but the old cable rubbed through the frame. So this is just how I have it for now until I do it properly. Or do it that way again, which isn't really properly, it's just a different way to do it. So got a work light there. There's all the wiring tied up for these hazards here. Now this truck has 295,000 miles and it has been fantastic. The worst problem I've really had with it was the transmission, and I bought it with a blown transmission, so I replaced that and it's been running ever since. And with that many miles, the idea with it was to kind of put things in securely, but in a way that I wouldn't have to spend a whole lot of time or effort taking them out. So as you can see, these front strobes and stuff, they're in there fine and they're solid, but these are just zip ties through here. There's no glue or epoxy or anything, so if I were to remove those, just snap the zip ties and pop them out. So that's pretty much the idea through most of it. The light bar on top, however, I tried the self-tapping screws and I tried this and that and the other thing, and nothing was really as secure as I wanted it. So I actually welded that mount on top, so this bar is absolutely not going anywhere ever. It's as solid as can possibly be. There's nothing to come loose on it. And as long as we're standing here, we'll just show you that it does indeed work. So, but yeah, this side is missing the handle. However, there's a rod in here. Just pull it down and it pops open. So there's the view of that. And I am going to just right for release, left for is it locked already? Nope. Yeah, I did lock that one. All right. And I just get into the habit of locking these whenever I'm driving, just because I can. So there's some rust starting, but if you look on the rockers and stuff, it's actually not terrible. It could be, you know, patched up in a few places or whatever if you're really that concerned about it, but I'm really not. Again, this truck hasn't been started in a couple days. Turn the key, let it prime for a second, and fires right up. Alright, after the beeping stops, we will hear the fan. Now it's off. I don't know if you can hear it. 2, higher, and last position, higher. Alright, and we'll put it on defrost because all this stuff. So that's pretty cozy in here. I'm gonna just drive back to the house because I am switching vehicles right now. A very kind friend is letting me park one or the other here for now. So we're just gonna grab the gear shift and we'll push the overdrive button. Push the overdrive button on the end of the gear shift and the overdrive does turn off. So that feature does work. It's a feature that goes out in a lot of older cars, but this one does work. What the overdrive does is when you're pulling a heavy load or towing something, the gear ratio will drop to lower gears, and it's geared more towards torque instead of speed. So it's easier on your transmission and makes your truck a little stronger. Burns a little more gas, which is why it normally stays off, but if you need the extra pulling power, it's there. Now, it's in reverse, as you can see. Neutral, drive, 2, 1. Alright, it's in reverse, and we'll just let off the brake. And off we go. Alright, make sure there's no cars coming either way. Put it into drive. smooth shift. That's that can rattling there in the cup holder. I got a bunch of change and whatever under it, so it'll rattle. Kind of hard to see on the camera just because there's snow on the windshield. But you get the idea. It moves, it runs, it starts, stops, it locks, it starts right up. It has all the emergency lighting for all the general usage of what it may be needed for. The rear turn signals are also LED, so they are super bright and easily visible even in direct sunlight. Dodge was not known for their lighting being very visible, especially the headlights. So there are HIDs in the front and LED turn signals and brake lights in the back. But the regular reverse bulbs are still just regular bulbs. That's not really that huge of a concern for anything. I will say, when this wiper motor works hard, it can cut out until it cools down, and then it works fine again. So the wiper motor, it's been like that ever since I've got it. But the wiper motor can be a pain in the butt sometimes. But other than that, there's not really any super huge concerns with it. Runs awesome, and I'm pulling back in, so I'll stop the video here.